All right. Good morning. So, not return, because I'm never the same trader. I am going to one and done with more of a medium share size, which is going to be. I've decided that I'll make it 10% of my account so that a full 10-cent loss will be 1% of my account. And I'm going to do this for the next 200 days. So it's going to be a very long series. Just solely one and done. I noticed a very interesting thing with my metrics. I never really paid attention to. It's just interesting. The more you think about stuff, the more you discover, right? Seems like something simple, but a lot of the aha moments are something simple. So, anyway, I noticed that my average trading volume was actually almost two times larger on my losing days. So, even though I am right 60% of my days in the past, right, to accumulate this data, I discovered it was from June. It's not really too far in the past, from June till now. I did forward. So, about 6 months. And realistically, that potential trade. So one of two things are happening. I'm taking bigger share size when I go up in share size, and then I'll take a bigger loss. Or two, I'm trading more on my losing days. Which a winning day, a green to red like yesterday, a small green, and then taking share sizing up to extend that, but then taking a full 10-cent loss instead of. Anyway, so there's multiple things that are going to be in practice for the next year. It's going to be a very boring year, but I'm going to try and make the videos as quick as I can. How quick can I find my setup? How quick can I find a setup? If the video's long, that's because I've been waiting or I missed something. I have to be. Let me get logged in here. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Always a little nervous, which is funny, but and the beauty of it is there's multiple things to practice because 1,800 shares is not going to use all my buying power. So I'll be training walking away, forcing to walk away, even though that I have available buying power, I won't be using it. So going into margin, I'll have that backup discipline, right? So practice 1. Practice 2, if my share size is consistent, my trading volume will be consistent through 1 buy, 1 sell. Right? Even with buy, sell, sell, it will be consistent because over the next 200 days, I'm going to keep my share size roughly consistent. So then I was like, well, what happens as the growth goes? So if I'm doing every 10. All right. 1 and done. Okay, day 1. $117. From 14 to 21. Could it go through 25? Maybe. But I'm done. So this is going to be the next 200 days. By absolutely not caring anymore. What does that mean? Do I care about my account? Yes. So I've been bringing up video games a lot lately. My current favorite game, Project Zomboid. Anyone that hasn't checked that out should play it. No matter how good you are, one simple mistake, you die and your character is lost forever. That same concept is in this of the day. Right? As the day goes on, no matter how good I am at dodging, I can still find myself getting trapped in certain areas. Right? A loss is inevitable. Now, scaling up in size later as the day goes on creates an inconsistent value in my progress, meaning that it becomes very hard to dial in, right? So there's nothing wrong. I'm not mad at myself because I'm very proud of myself that I am discovering this. But that inconsistent, so I was always trying to get, I gotta correct the 2-to-1, right? If I had really high accuracy, at a certain point I had 70% accuracy, so I was profitable for a little while, but my wins were 2 times bigger than my losses. And I could never understand why I was doing this to myself. It's not like I was purposely doing it. It's just emotional, right? When you lose money, you want to potentially get it back, vice versa. So this is also the power of one and done that I underestimated. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to take a lot of trades to correct that average. Which is not the end of the world. I think it'll be a fun task. So, the videos are going to be short, sweet, uncut. the second I sit down and find a trade, I want to be trading closer to the opening bell. Today, I did use a market order. Getting crazy. Anyway, that's what's setting me from being profitable. That what is in the way becomes the way. What is in the way becomes the way. The problem is I have losers 2 times bigger. So what was happening? And I'm typically pretty tight. It's really the points where I get caught in something, like pretend like I bought here and then I catch a huge slipper. Sometimes that will happen like directly after the candle makes a new high, and it's like boom. Okay. But that'll wash out with the bigger winners. Those don't happen very often. So I was like, okay, so how in the heck am I having everything's been really tight, but there's still losers that are 2 times bigger than my winners, which is one part of it, right? You're going to be quick on both ends by not caring. Right? Cuts happen. The day either is a progression or a small cut. Now, once my share trading volume is equal, then I will have one of my inconsistencies more consistent. So within this, I have to have my basis, my consistencies down in such an inconsistent arena. Welcome to the arena. As I dial in, it's just going to take a lot of days. I have a lot of days. Right? So it's not like the skill isn't adding up. So anyway, once it's equal, and as it's becoming equal, I'm going to aim to get closer to a 1-to-1. So risking 1 to making 1, but moving my accuracy from 60% to 66% or 67, closer to 70. That's not as hard to do as directly going from a 2-to-1. Switching that around, going from risking 2 to make 1, which is the current position over the metrics of a year, which is not. When you split my losers, so in TraderView, you can split your losers and your winning days. So you can see exactly what's going on your losing days and what's going on your winning days. I like this feature because I can see what my average gain is and what my average loss is. When you put them together, I'm closer to 50-50 on trades. So my accuracy is 50-50 with a slightly negative profit-loss ratio. I could probably just show this. Okay, sweet. So, put together over the course of the year, this is actually slightly negative, and my accuracy is 50-50. I lose about 16 bucks a day on average. And this is the cycle of lots of green trades and then a big red trade. But so like splitting it in half. 60% green days, 40% losing days. 108 winning days versus 74 losing days. See, here's the issue. But also what is interesting is the trading volume is double. My average per share is equal. So that means I am taking, in my mind, that means I'm just taking more trades on my losing days to get me the negative profit loss ratio. And the funny thing is, I'm only 22% chance of being right on my winning days. Or on my losing days, I'm sorry. Winning days, I have a 72% chance of being right and continuing that. So, this is good stuff to have. So going to one and done. So what I think was, I posted it in my last video. Well, what I know is going on. I'll have a lot of green days on small share size. And then I'll go up in share size. And I'll have a lot of small losses. Then I'll go back down in share size and have a lot more green wins. Which is not going to ever climb the mountain. So, the skills have been built. The journey begins. One and done. I'll either be showing up green or showing up red. Right? These need to balance out. I need my average daily volume split. So it'll be 1 buy, 1 sell. So I'm taking, so, you know, if it was 12,000, I'd be taking 6,000 shares. 6,000 in, 6,000 out. Anyway. So, and then the average trade gain per loss. So this is double, which is not good. Which doesn't necessarily make sense because this is still average. Unless it also goes to the higher share size. So this is what I've been questioning. And then this doesn't make any sense. Because my trades are like instant. I don't understand. I don't think I've ever once held something for that long. I mean, I must have held something like 2. Well, this is only on the year. See, that's what confuses me. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, this is what I'm looking at. I win more than I lose. I have to leverage that. But on my losing days, I'm either A, trading more, which is the typical. So if I go green, or let's say I go red, then I'll trade, and I typically will. It's like literally like a chart. I literally find like mental resistance. I don't understand. It's so funny, and then I'll blow to the bottom. So that's increased trading volume. Or I had a small green day, and then I went red. So that'd be increased trading volume. Or I've had a long stretch of green days, and then I increased the share size, and then I went red. So anyway, the goal here is to make the share size 10% of my account, with growth periods being once a month. So if let's say I have a growth period of something awesome, right? Anything's awesome, but let's just say I make let's just say I make 10,000 in a month. I'll put that out there. Am I expecting to make 10,000 a month? At one point, yes. Anyway, so if I made 10,000, my account would go to 28K, and then from that point, I would be able to take 2,800 shares, being 10% of the account and 1% if I take a 10% loss. So, with that being said, that's how I will scale, but scale slowly, in chunks, almost like power moves. Always made power moves. The slow, gradual increase in the day is making it's making it inconsistent. The market is already inconsistent enough. So I get my average volume equal. And this could change in the future, right? But as of right now, the trader that I am now, I must get these metrics balanced out, which in my mind would eliminate a potential reason why I could be having bigger losing days than my winning days. With that being said, increasing how much I make on my winning days by keeping the share size consistent and not going back down, but not going too high that it becomes a point. So I need to find a point of pain, right? So 3,000 shares taking 30-cent loss would be pain. 1,800 shares, still pain, but not as much pain, right? Because it would only be 3% of my account versus whatever 3,000 what would it be, 900? So I don't know why I can't do math right now. Always working on the skills, right? So that'd be 10%, right? 5%. Yeah, it'd be 5%. Because 1,810 is 10%, and half that is 900, which would be the $900 loss on 30 cents. Anyway, how my brain works on getting better at things. But, so I mentally accept the worst case scenario that does not happen very often. I let go of the grips that I'm hanging on to, either with the green or red day, which results in either A, trading more. There is a deeper power to one and done than I originally thought. Like, yeah, the discipline is good on the one and done, but also the volume. Anyway, I think it's going to play a pretty interesting role in the coming next 200 trading days, which it puts me into nearing 2025 when I'll complete this task. So, shall be fun. So, first day, switching the lights from red to green. How quick can I end the day? That is the new motto. The motto was survive the session, right? Be able to last the entire from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Be able to last and dodge all the traps and everything like that. To be able to trade longer, in a sense. But the thing is, it works if you're scaling down in share size. You can do that. You can get skill, go on, but then, in my eyes, I'm messing up my metrics. So, until further notice, I'll be doing one and done. And increasing share size monthly if I make it to the next bracket. And then when I do make it to the next mental bracket, I will increase share size. So, doing a few things along the way. 1, increasing tolerance to larger and larger share size over time. You can't just jump up to 10,000 shares. You'll probably have a heart attack and die. Freeze up on the keys. And you can't even go up to 10,000 shares really without buying multiple times, so you have to be able to scale in. Okay, so can't do that. Got to figure out where I am. Where am I? Alright, where's a good place to start? So tracking the metrics for a year. Alright, that's where I am. Third, where can I go to improve? And then, I think looking at that was very good. Like I've been looking at the metrics for a long time, but I've never actually noticed the daily volume. That's actually so interesting that it's almost double. It's very interesting, and the fact that I have a 22% chance of being right and a 77% chance of being wrong. Number of trades, and I have more trades right? I almost have 2.2 trades a day, right? Versus closer to 1.8, something like that. I don't know how I can take a quarter of a trade. Anyway, that's just averages. Just taking averages and then anticipating what he did. So I can increase my share size over time, that tolerance, increase discipline to wait, make my average daily volume the same, aim to cut my losers quicker, around 4 cents, and take my winners around 8 to 10 cents. So anywhere from 4 to 5 cent losers, if possible, and anywhere from 10 to 20 cent winners. Because there will be 10-cent slippers on the losing days sometimes. You can't be perfect on all of them. And you can't expect to be perfect on all of them. But there will be 30-cent winners, certain things like that. Because there will be something a little bit better than the opening, the candle just surging out the gates. Going towards VWAP. I mean, like a 5-minute setup. Taking a break of a 5-minute setup. Getting the break of the pre-market pivot, with a 5-minute setup underneath, taking that, selling half at the highs, holding for high a day after that, piecing out another quarter there, and then riding the last quarter on a day that it moves, right? So if I can carry a quarter position a few points, I mean, I'm not asking for that. Well, I am asking for that, yeah. I would like that. That would be awesome. But I'm not expecting it, right? If it comes back to break even, or if it comes back close to my stop, I'll just get out. Or I get out. I don't just hopium and hold it through the lows. So, that being said, there's about 5 things being worked on within one long, boring, quick day. Just kidding. It can either be a long day of me sitting here waiting for one thing, but the second I click record, that's when I'm zoned in. So, like if I'm by my computer, drinking coffee, pulling everything up, getting my mentor up, watching what he's doing, I'm not trading, right? But the second I sit down at my computer and I'm looking for trades, I click record, I'm in. That is when I'm in, looking for something that will pay me. And I'll be getting in closer towards the open. Going here on. Where did whatever. I minimized it. Alright, so a little bit of a rant about what I'm working on, where I'm going. The psychology behind that is, again, as I scale up, I scale up too large, I'll take a bigger loss, and I'll need to step back down, and I'll have a bunch of green days on small share size that would have been really good days on medium share size, and then that ends up being not enough. So I go back to the large share size, I'm ready, take a loss, and then repeat this cycle. So from now on, I'll be consistent. I'll keep my share size consistent. I mean, I can't just consistently trade the same stock. It's a different stock every day. It shows different patterns. It shows different setups. I just have to trade what is presented to me, but have my ability to keep what my metrics as consistent as possible, so that I can begin to improve month after month, week after week, and continue to improve day after day. Every day there will be improvements by stacking things together, but if you're not collecting week after week, not collecting month after month on a direct mission, you might bounce around on that mission messing up, but as long as there's a direction where you're trying to take yourself, right? It could be bouncy, it's not perfect, but I got a year metrics now. I know I'm right 60% of my days. Earlier in the year, I was even closer to 70% right on my days. It's my red days that I allow that get to me. So having this high accuracy is really good. It breeds confidence. It breeds it. It's just building up there. It's the fact that when I take a losing day, I will either trade more, or I've traded and haven't made much, and then I'll take a loser that's twice the size of what I just made, and I'll have a losing day, right? So that's where the power of one and done is. You only have the opportunity to be one and done, and then to take away the I have to make a certain amount. Well, no, I just have to trade what is presented. If it false breakouts, whatever, I'm out. That was my day. But not being too picky, in a sense. Being picky but not picky, if that makes sense. Like, I'm picking my stocks, the leading gapper. This is what I traded was the second leading gapper. It's only up 35%. It's actually not, it's pretty bearish, but dip off this level, green, market just open, buy, sold before it whipped. Opening surge, right? So everything's risky. Manage the risk by keeping stops tight and not over trading. And I think my rant's over. I'm excited for the next 200 days, and work on stopping the uhs. I say every time I go into my closer to more in level 2 thinking, where I'm working everything out and working into level 1 thinking, working on the programming of level 1 thinking, which is automatic and subconscious in general, but using compassion, using confidence, using creativity, using those, moving into what is level 3, which is self-leadership, which has access to level 1. But you can't maintain this state at all times. It can be maintained for a long time with meditation, and you can extend the length of time that you are in this state. Now, with that being said, you can be in this state, and since level 1 is repetitive in its natural state and not in an heightened emotional state, where a fighter may pull you out, block out your entry, block out your exit by a quick pullback, right? It has it's like a quick space out moment, right? But being there for your emotions, being upfront, knowing it's okay, you can begin to transfer the pain, right? Transfer what was just done into a lesson and or an exercise of the mind, or exercising the mind to a point where your automatic thinking has already been programmed to be doing it, so that once you've done it for so long, you don't have to be in this heightened state for in longer and longer periods, what is exhausting you. It's what is exhausting me. It is very exhausting to observe and put into action changing habits and patterns that repeat. And depending how you acted on those patterns before and either beat yourself up, will greatly affect the way that they appear again in a different scenario, like in your relationship or in anything. Anyway, I'm diving too deep into the mental part, which is, it's awesome. So anyway, once the automatic mind has been honed in and toned in and tuned up, it's so fast. I mean, just most of the things that you do on a daily basis, just the automatic repetition, the reflexes, everything is so incredible. Don't doubt yourself. You're incredible. You are completely unique and gifted. So you have absolutely no clue how powerful you are, to the point where, I mean, if someone doubted you, they're only installing their fears upon you, right? I had my first hater the other day. Much love to the man. Told me to get a job. Man, you know nothing about me, right? It's like, it's alright, though. Much love. It's fun. I look forward to the hate because, well, I don't care. My reality has nothing to do with you /reverse. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.